This is the Fox 5 News Block.
Police releasing new photos of the suspect wanted for fatally shooting UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson Wednesday morning in Midtown. And it's day 3 of deliberations in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial. The jury starting the day where they ended yesterday, reviewing testimony in the case. And good afternoon. I'm Teresa Priolo. Welcome to the News Block. Those stories in a minute, but first, a live look outside right now, where we hope we've seen the last of the snow, but we're going to have to check in with Liv Johnson for a first look at our forecast. You've been saying all day it's windy outside.
Oh, yes, that is the story right now. We've pretty much moved on from that rain and snow. It really was early this morning that we kept seeing a little bit of a remainder. But yeah, now skies have cleared pretty nicely. It went out east, so the later in the morning, the farther east you were, the more rain you had. We barely really had any measurable rain in New York City. We had more out east on Long Island, where it got closer to about half an inch. Same with Hartford. But for places down the shore, too, again, barely measurable. So it's another cold day for us, another frigid day for the Midwest, where they have temperatures 15 to 25 degrees below normal, which we're still below normal for this time of year, but just not by that much. Current temperatures in the upper 30s, 37 for New York, 39 out east, 36 up in the Hudson Valley. And the thing is, though, the wind chill. So we actually feel below freezing. So most of us feel like temperatures in the 20s, specifically in New York, 26 degrees, and that's pretty consistent throughout the area. Now, we do have this wind advisory that's through the whole tri-state area, and it lasts all through Thursday. It likely could be reinstated tomorrow as well, because we're going to have some really strong winds on Friday too. Winds consistently are going at 30 miles an hour for New York, 17 out on Long Island, but look at these wind gusts, 43 miles an hour in the city, still 32 out east. So all of us experiencing really strong winds, and then we're about to get even cooler temperatures over the next couple of days. Teresa?
All right, Liv, thank you. We're following breaking news. The manhunt is on for the suspect who fatally shot UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson Wednesday morning in front of the New York Hilton Midtown. Police now releasing 2 new photos of the suspect without his mask on. This morning, the NYPD searched 2 hostels on the Upper West Side based on a tip that the suspected shooter may have stayed at one of those residences. Fox 5's Meredith Gorman live with the latest on the Upper West Side. Meredith, what can you tell us?
That's right. This hostel right behind me is one of the hostels that's been getting searched today as part of the investigation into the shooting suspect of the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, Brian Thompson. Now, a few hours ago, 2 investigators walking into this building with the general manager of the hostel telling Fox 5 that they are fully cooperating with police during this active investigation. Authorities released these updated photos of the suspected gunman, as you can see here, without a mask on, and the background shown in these photos does confirm look like what the inside of the hostel right here looks like. We are hearing that investigators also stopped by the Comma Central Park hostel to see if staff recognized this suspect. All of this comes more than 24 hours after the mass shooter fled uptown into Central Park on the e-bike right after shooting the CEO. Now, this also comes after authorities say the words deny, defy, and depose were written on the shell casings found at the scene of the crime in an incident that law enforcement is calling targeted. Now, a $10,000 reward is being offered for anybody that has information that leads to the arrest of the suspect. Of course, this investigation is very active and ongoing. Live from the Upper West Side, Meredith Gorman, Fox 5 News.
All right, Meredith, thank you for that update. Also developing, jury deliberations continue for a 3rd day in the Daniel Penny manslaughter trial. Today, jurors finished listening to testimony from New York City medical examiner Dr. Cynthia Harris. She performed the autopsy on Jordan Neely and ruled that his cause of death was the result of a chokehold that was placed on him by the Marine veteran. Jurors also requested additional witness videos of the incident. Penny has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. If he's convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison. There is no minimum sentence. President-elect Donald Trump's nominee for Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, is on Capitol Hill meeting with GOP senators today to try to secure their votes. This comes as Hegseth faces a slew of allegations, including sexual misconduct. Fox's Rebecca Castor has today's developments.
Do you still have the president's support?
Despite reports that Donald Trump is considering replacing Pete Hegseth as his nominee for defense secretary, the former Fox News host is pressing on, continuing to meet with senators on Capitol Hill to shore up support.
It's been a wonderful process. There's an incredible amount of
knowledge in the U.S. Senate, and as someone who's hoping to earn their support as the nominee for Secretary of Defense, I welcome that knowledge. I welcome that advice.
Hegseth's future of leading the Pentagon may hang by a thread. His nomination has been overshadowed by allegations of sexual misconduct and a drinking problem, both of which he denied in an interview with Megyn Kelly on SiriusXM.
All of those allegations are anonymous. All of them are unsubstantiated. No one's putting their name on it. No one can point to an actual incident, an actual place, an actual piece of evidence.
Hegseth's advisor says Trump spoke with his nominee this morning, and the president-elect still supports Hegseth. And some senators are expressing the same.
So I think he's going to do a great job. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he's confirmed as the Secretary of Defense.
Publicly, the Trump team is still supporting Hegseth, but privately, they're compiling a list of alternative candidates. Multiple sources confirmed to Fox News Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is being considered. And it's crowded on Capitol Hill today. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are also meeting with lawmakers to pitch their ideas for DOGE, Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Developing News Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe testifying before a bipartisan House task force today. The group is looking into the Secret Service actions during the 2 assassination attempts against President-elect Donald Trump in the span of 2 months. Rowe addressed the first attempt back in July, and he promised accountability for what he called an agency failure. He's now providing a list of areas the service is working on in the wake of the event. This is the task force's second public hearing, a report set to be released by next Friday. Also developing this afternoon, the City Council is expected to vote and pass Mayor Adams' City of Yes housing plan. So this vote is happening this afternoon. The package calls for major zoning changes that would create over 82,000 new homes. Some City Council members expressed concerns about some of the proposals, including one that would eliminate a requirement for off-street parking. They asked for improved infrastructure in neighborhoods that don't have access to mass transit options. There she is. Some 50,000 lights now aglow in Rockefeller Center. Crowds packing into Midtown last night, but there was tight security for the annual Christmas tree lighting. They were all trying to check out the special ceremony for the 74-foot Norway spruce that hails from Massachusetts. The famous holiday feat is available for the public to check out through mid-January. And while there's a long history of putting up the Christmas tree here in Rockefeller Center, there's also, of course, a long-standing tradition of setting up one at home for many families around the world. Fox's Shanley Painter has a look back at the timeline of the trees and the tinsel.
It's that time of year again as millions of people deck the halls and set up their Christmas trees. But as the ornaments and tinsels start to flow, have you ever wondered about the origins of the holiday's iconic household centerpiece? For starters, historians say evergreens are highly symbolic.
They represent life throughout the winter and the hope that life is going to return.
Many early civilizations even used evergreen trees for various celebrations.
We know the Egyptians did it. We know that the Romans did it with their celebration of Saturnalia, which fell in December. The ancient Germans did it with the Christmas tree. They actually hung them upside down in their roofs.
It wasn't until the 19th century, though, when the Christmas tree tradition gained widespread cultural significance. It got a helping hand from the late Queen Victoria of England.
Victoria married a German prince. And to celebrate and make her husband feel a little bit more at home one Christmas, they put out a public Christmas tree and invited the press to come and see them decorating it. Literally overnight, everyone in England who found out about this wanted to put up their own Christmas tree.
This also helped the tradition take off in America. The onset of the Great Depression even helped encourage public Christmas tree displays.
The Christmas tree that sits in front of the White House or Rockefeller Plaza in New York. And that was seen as like the community's Christmas tree for the fact that most people, or a lot of people, couldn't afford to have their own.
Historians say these trees are now such a popular display, you can even find them in regions that don't primarily celebrate Christmas, serving as a symbol of light. I'm Shanley Painter, Fox News.
Well, the ongoing drought is forcing traditional fireworks displays in Central Park and Prospect Park in Brooklyn to be canceled this year. The city says it's not taking any chances, especially after the brush fire that engulfed about 2 acres in Prospect Park early last month. Now, instead of fireworks to ring in 2025, Prospect Park is in the process of finalizing plans to put on a drone light show, like the one that you see at Macy's during the July 4th celebration. All right, a live look outside now. A sunny day on tap, but Liv keeps telling us that it's a cool one outside and certainly a breezy one outside. 'Tis the season, though, Liv.
Yes, exactly. Very cool and very breezy. Nail on the head with that one. We had a little bit of a wintry morning mix. We had some remaining rainfall, a little bit of a snow sprinkle here and there. It's going to be a dry weekend, though, so we're pretty much through with that moisture. Windy through Friday, so even though this system is making its way out, we still have strong wind gusts through Friday. And then colder temperatures on the way, really starting tomorrow. So here's that system that we had that brought those showers, a cold front too, so that's what's bringing us cooler temperatures for the next couple of days. And of course, the Alberta Clipper brought some more snow to parts of New York State and then going over into the Midwest. And check how cold it is in the Midwest too. We have temperatures in the low 20s for Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo is 28, and then closer to the coast, we have 39 for Boston and 37 for Albany. The rest of the day is going to be a mix between sun and cloud covers, and then by tonight it'll be mostly clear. Friday's also going to be mostly clear, so we'll have more sunshine, but just really chilly temperatures. And we still will have these strong wind gusts, so we could see wind gusts peaking near 50 miles an hour. I mean, we've already seen some peak wind gusts in the mid-40s, so yes, Friday's still going to be breezy, and then the weekend will calm down a little bit. Just a high of 38 for us, so it's 10 degrees below average, and then tonight we have lows in the 20s, but we also have a very strong wind chill, so it's actually going to feel like the teens as we go into tonight and tomorrow morning. And then on our 7-day forecast, we warm up a little bit for next week and see highs in the 50s, and then rain for the start as well, Monday through Wednesday. Teresa?
All right, Liv, thanks. Queens residents are getting their chance to weigh in on a proposed casino project near Citi Field. The Metropolitan Park complex would include a new casino, parks, restaurants, and even shopping. Mets owner Steve Cohen and Hard Rock Entertainment are backing this project, which needs approval to designate the requested area for non-public use. Some big news from the American Museum of Natural History today. A 150-million-year-old Stegosaurus fossil will soon be going on display at the museum. Officials say it's one of the largest and most complete fossils of its kind to ever be found. It's known as Apex. It was discovered in 2022 just outside of the town of Dinosaur, Colorado. Apex measures over 11.5 feet tall and 27 feet long. This Sunday, the creature will greet visitors inside the entrance to the Richard Gilder Center for Science Education and Innovation. It's all part of a special loan. And that is your news block for now. I'm Teresa Priolo. Thanks for joining us. Tune into the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5, and you can always catch us on Fox Local for all of the day's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one.